the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and everybody knows the guy next to me, the monstrous Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, they have to be pleased with the way things have gone for them this season, winning 3 of their first 4 games. They've been a confident-looking team since the end of the preseason. We've seen a lot of new blood in the coaching ranks in the NBA the last couple of seasons. Some guys who have been around in other roles. Who grabbed your attention out of the coaching ranks, Shaq?
I was very impressed with Jeff Hornacek. A lot of people counted out the Phoenix Suns, but this team had a winning record, over 500. They almost made the playoffs, Ernie. I'm anxious to see what the great Steve Kerr is going to do. He's our analytical analyst brother up here. I'm anxious to see what he's going to do.
What do you think is going to happen there in Golden State with Steve?
He's going to be analytical.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sound like an analyst.
Will that translate into winology?
Hopefully.
Yes. Let's go to Kevin Harlan as the tip-off approaches.
Raptors look to take charge at the Air Canada Centre here in downtown Toronto. Well, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, they won their last contest, that game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Thunder 5 right now. Ibaka at the 4 with Perkins at the pivot. Morrow is the 2 with Durant the 3. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. Now here is Lowry. He kicks it to DeRozan. He feeds it to Valanciunas. And stolen by Perkins. Morrow dishes to Perkins. It's Westbrook with the drive, and that one's good. Westbrook's got the game going here with the first basket for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook still among the league leaders in shots at the rim, but Steve, he's expanding his offensive arsenal.
Well, he's improved as a three-point shooter. He's got a great pull-up jumper from mid-range already, especially from that foul line area. So Westbrook really is a threat from all over the court.
Here's Westbrook following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Westbrook drives in, converts on the jumper for the easy 2.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Westbrook against Lowry. Out to DeRozan. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, the NBA is a talent league, and it's hard to win in the NBA without superstar talent. And the Thunder are fortunate to have 2 superstars in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Those 2 give them a chance to win no matter who they're facing up against or where they're playing.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game. And you look at the star talent for Oklahoma City, the eternal what if. Steve, how would this team be different if they'd held on to James Harden?
Well, that's the question. I mean, to have 3 superstars, they would have been unstoppable offensively. As it is, they're hard enough to guard. But, that's a question that will remain, forever unanswered.
Here's Morrow. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Oklahoma City on D. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Feeds it to Valanciunas. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Now here's Valanciunas. 14 points from him the last game against the Heat in Miami. And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got his first bucket in this one. The Thunder have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Oklahoma City on D. Now here is Lowry. Johnson lays it up and banks it in.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
The Thunder have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, here's Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Beautiful cut to the hoop. He's getting anything he wants here already.
Toronto trailing. Lowry passes to Ross. It's DeRozan with the drive. A step-back shot here. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. DeRozan's got his second bucket tonight.
Tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Westbrook kicks to Ibaka, and he jams it with authority.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
No good from Ross.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Coach Scott Brooks of the Thunder, he's brought great stability to this organization. A lot of talent on this roster, but doesn't always fit in terms of their offensive flow. So the Thunder like to keep it pretty simple with their X's and O's.
No good from Valanciunas. The Thunder leading by 4. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing, doesn't it, Steve?
It sure does, and now it's to the point where they just feel unstoppable.
And Scott Brooks, even when the Thunder were really a young team, was pretty open to getting input from his players, and they like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's a collaborative style, and really a credit to Scott Brooks that he's secure enough with himself to allow his players to have that input. You know, engaging his players and keeping them invested. It's not easy for coaches to do when they're expected to always be in control and have the answers. And he's got some great team leaders, too, so it's a nice fit for that collaborative style.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And he did some nice work on the boards, too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
For the first time in a long time, it seems that the Raptors have a clear vision of where they are headed and are on the right track, and it helps when you know where you're going. You can definitely feel a sense of hopefulness and optimism around this team and among the fans.
The Thunder leading by 3. Outside Durant. Perkins with the screen for Durant. The second chance effort. Johnson with the block. And he recovers it. Durant dishes to Ibaka. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Well, if you were to say the Raptors weren't good before last year, that's not the case at all. They just seem to be stuck where they were.
Yeah, and often in the NBA, it's a lot worse to be stuck in a place than it is to be bad. You don't have a chance to bounce forward if you're stuck. When you're bad, you do get a chance to improve through the draft. And last year, the Raptors improved, and they've got a bright future.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Now, here is Lowry. He's got 5. DeRozan's shot is good.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. Lowry from outside. Can't get it to go. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
You know, in terms of playing against somebody in the opposite conference, it doesn't get much better. In fact, it's too bad these clubs only play each other twice.
Now here's Durant. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. So he was very aggressive with his game, attacking the D and capitalizing on those free throws.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Williams.
Well, let's take a look at how Oklahoma City ranked in the league last year. 2nd in blocks, 2nd in free throw percentage, and they were ranked 3rd in opponent field goal percentage. This team really gets after it defensively. They made a commitment to that end of the floor.
And I think the thing that jumps out at me is the blocks per game. It just shows how well coached they were defensively. Great rotations. They closed out, and they forced their opponents into tough situations at the hoop. That's how they were able to block so many shots.
And the second free throw, good. The Thunder leading by 5. The drive by Jackson. Shot is blocked.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, and that's due to their physical play. They're scrapping and clawing for each and every rebound out there.
Now here's Patterson. Vasquez kicks to Patterson. 6 to shoot. Charity stripe shot. Vasquez can't get it to go.
Rivas Vasquez throughout his career has been more of a passer than a scorer, but last season the highest scoring rate of his career, and he's improved his three-point shot every season up to almost 38% last year.
Here's Lamb. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's a whistle that goes on Tyler Hansbrough. That is his first foul of the game. .130 left to play in the first quarter. Durant just inside the line. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. And Vasquez growing as a shooter. He'd always been more than solid at the free throw line.
Yeah, and even there, a career-high 88% last season, partner. You throw in his floater in the lane, a nice in-between game. You've got to like the way he's developing offensively.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Nobody near Williams. Drills it from outside.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The Thunder leading by 6. Jackson drives in. Can't cash in from close range.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. Toronto on defense.
And here is Lamb. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he gets it to go.
He doesn't need to fade away on that move. He can go straight up, make it an easier shot.
The Raptors have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Patterson dishes to Vasquez. It's Williams with the drive. Here's Patterson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Adams' shot is good.
And the early lead just keeps on growing. Another basket.
And the way they've done it is with an extremely potent inside attack.
1 second left. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Thunder out in front, leading by 10. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto.
Tune in this Saturday night, November 8th. Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Live from San Antonio. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
James Johnson is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Vasquez. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Here's Westbrook. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Serge Ibaka's such a big piece of this Thunder team. Kevin Durant said, I really watched him grow as a man and definitely as a basketball player. He's grown by leaps and bounds. He's always thought like a champion. He works extremely hard. We're just happy to be around him. And guys, Ibaka, a great fit in the gym rat culture of OKC.
He sure is. Thanks, Doris. Now, here's Patterson. Right side, DeRozan. Johnson outside. 5 to shoot. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Shooting much better here in the second quarter.
Yeah, their offense has really come alive. Can they come back and even it up? That's the question.
For years, the Raptors have been a doormat for a lot of teams out west. An easy win, but last year they were one of the best teams in the East when it came to playing against the West.
Toronto with the ball, following the score by Oklahoma City. Out to the right wing. Toronto working the ball around now. Lowry passes to Patterson. It's stolen by Adams. Westbrook drives in. That's blocked. Fast break, Toronto. And Johnson with the stop.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Westbrook against Lowry.
Russell Westbrook, one of the best success stories when it comes to converting a scoring guard to playing the point. But it's his overall talent that's made him successful. His will, his competitiveness, and his incredible athleticism.
Westbrook is a phenomenal rebounder and scorer at the point guard position. He gets steals. He really is one of the stat sheet stuffer supreme guys in the league.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Patterson. Johnson comes in for James Johnson. And it's Ross in for Vasquez. Now here's DeRozan. His last outing with 20 points. And it falls over the rim and in. DeRozan's got 11 points. And Westbrook every season among the league leaders, Steve, in assists, but also, unfortunately, in turnovers.
Well, with his scoring burden, you know, that's to be expected. But it's definitely an area he can continue to improve.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Raptors trail by 7. Lowry with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Kicks it to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Westbrook with the steal. To the inside. And the basket by Morrow. 8 points for him.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. Well, you look at Amir Johnson's offensive game, certainly a fit for today's NBA. Not really a huge post-up game repertoire, but he gets off the floor, runs the court, finishes around the rim, and he's able to spread the floor because he's a good jump shooter.
They grab their own miss in the air, and the layup is good. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight.
And with the defense playing that well, the double clutch was the only way he was going to get that ball off.
Ibaka, this is tomorrow. DeRozan against Jackson. Passes it to Westbrook. The feed to Morrow. Fires from deep. Shot's good. Morrow's got 11 points.
Well, for Amir Johnson, showing range out beyond the arc over the last couple of seasons, we may see more of that as his career progresses.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. Serge Ibaka is second.
You know, he was a consistent shot blocker because he got his hands on shots that looked like they were free and clear, and then boom, he'd come out of nowhere and deny it.
Raptors trail by 9. And Clark, Amir Johnson, an athletic dunker, but not a heat seeker, not one to draw contact and get to the foul line.
No, if anything, he's more foul prone himself, Kevin. I mean, if he can flip that around, get that switch, I think that would be a huge step in progress for him.
Now, here is Lowry. 23 points for him the last game against Miami. Outside Westbrook. Here's Morrow. The layup off target.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Thunder, and especially Kevin Durant, seem to be on the clock for when are they going to win a title. But they still haven't closed the deal yet.
And, Kevin, there's no guarantee that you'll win a title. Even if you are a really good team with star players, it just doesn't always automatically happen. I mean, that's not a given, even though they're chipping away at it and they've made some great progress over the last 4 or 5 years. Those things are hard to get.
Now here's Perkins. 8 points his last outing. Lowry with the ball. Outside DeRozan. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
And to your point about the Thunder, I'm not sure if they're missing anything roster-wise. Up and down, there are very few holes for this team.
It's Jackson with the drive. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
The Thunder leading by 6.
And, you know, going back to what you said about the Thunder, they have the stars and the depth, but maybe adding a few more veterans here and there could help them stay tougher in close games. I think that's the one area they're looking to improve in, more veteran leadership and toughness.
And he gets it to go.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 5. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Toronto working the ball around now. And DeRozan. Here we go. Kendrick Perkins pulls it in. Perkins got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. And the Raptors with some changes. Hansbrough comes in for Jonas Valanciunas. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Kyle Lowry. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Lamb's checked in.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. I mean, he is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. And it really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
You know, Steve, with Perkins, the defense at the rim might be the best thing he brings to the table. He is a solid defensive player for sure all around, but his ability to make life miserable on inside shots is special.
Well, I think he's one of the elite low-post defenders in the league. You know, when he has to go against the big scorers down on the block, whether it's Tim Duncan or Hibbert, he does as good a job as anybody because of his strength and his intelligence, just understanding what he's facing night in and night out.
Pass to Williams. Johnson down low, defended by Ibaka. Just 3 to shoot.
Boy, his struggles continue here in the second quarter.
Hansbrough. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
I thought they did a better job of getting it inside in the first. I mean, they were conscious of throwing that ball in the paint and attacking the rim.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
You look at the Thunder, they're really the epitome of patience. They build through the draft model, constructing a contender with consistency and just a solid approach every day. That's why they are year in and year out so tough to handle.
Here is Williams following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Pass to Hansbrough and stolen by Perkins. Westbrook dishes to Morrow. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Ross has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And for the Thunder and their success, of course, not just predicated on top picks, but Clark, you've always talked about this, the right kind of top picks.
The fit is so important. They've had great success with their picks. There's no denying that, and it's not easy to make that happen, but they've got a tremendous front office that does their homework, knows what they want in terms of talent and character and fit. And then you've got to give a little nod to luck and fortune here. I mean, not all of it. I mean, some of it, you know, it's not always all science. There's a little art involved in this thing too, but they've got quality people making good decisions, and it's paying off on the court.
Now here's Lamb. Perkins with a screen on Hansbrough. Westbrook can't get it to go.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Williams kicks to DeRozan. Ross on the wing. And DeRozan, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, he's clearly feeling it, Clark, coming off that fantastic game last time out.
Westbrook against Williams. Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. Dishes it to Morrow. Now the pass to Westbrook. It's stolen by DeRozan. They're running. Here's Ross, and it's blocked by Ibaka. They retain possession, and it's DeRozan missing.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be. They forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Ibaka, the pass to Westbrook. Puts it up from 12. There's the block. But they recover it. Shot's good by Ibaka. Williams for 3, and no good trying to get that one. And so we conclude the first half. Thunder lead by 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
I'm alongside Coach Casey, and Coach, you guys are getting torched out there tonight. What's going on?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive concentration, rotation has gone the way of the Buffalo. And I don't know what it is. I could care less about offense. You know, we're going to score. That's not the problem. It's making up our mind and having a commitment to the defensive end.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Ran outside at the 3 with a...
Oh, look out!
Oh, wow. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Here's Lowry, following the score by Oklahoma City. Ross kicks to Lowry. Stolen by Westbrook. Ross with the steal. Ibaka against Lowry. Now here's DeRozan. D right on him. Over Durant. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. 15 points for DeMar DeRozan. The Thunder leading by 9.
Big step forward in the play of Terrence Ross last year, and you can see why fans are excited about his growth. He has the physical tools and skill set to become an elite wing player.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. He dishes it to Lowry. Shoots from the elbow. Here's Johnson, and it's Durant with the rebound. Thunder shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Toronto's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. The drive by Lowry. Fires the 3. The shot is off. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Durant's got the ball. And the basket by Morrow.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto.
Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 5th in free throw percentage, 7th in opponent points per game, and they were top 10 in three-point shooting. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
I was just really impressed with the free throw shooting that you mentioned. Top 5 in the league in free throw percentage. Says a lot about their concentration and their focus as a team. And this is a key part of the game for this team. They've got to get to the line and knock them down to have a chance to win.
Shots good by Ibaka.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Now here's Ross. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists in the game. For the Raptors, they come in off the loss to Miami.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
Here's Lowry. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. And DeRozan. Here we go. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. DeRozan's got 4 this quarter.
Well, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Now here's Westbrook. 14 points for him. The dish to Durant. The 10-footer. And it's Toronto with the rebound. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
I think a lot of people will be paying close attention to that Boston game, guys.
Well, the Toronto Raptors, guys, looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur. Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Vasquez comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Then for the Thunder, Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Anthony Morrow. Here's Jackson. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Jackson's got 8 points.
And you go back to when the Raptors came into existence in 1995. It was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Tyrannosaurus theme may soon go extinct.
And it's Westbrook missing. Raptors trail by 11. Johnson wide open, he fires, and the Raptors miss again. Durant attacking. The quick look, no good that time.
Well, you talk about the branding of this Raptors team, the new uniforms. Of course, we saw the Toronto-bred rapper Drake at a lot of their games sitting courtside. They had the playoff run last year. This is, I think, an up-and-coming franchise with a lot of appeal. Making the playoffs was a goal the Raptors have been working towards for a long time, and last year they were able to get back to the postseason for the first time since 2008.
Good on the second free throw. A long drought came to a close last year, Clark, for Toronto. It wasn't a long ride in the playoffs, but the Raptors sure provided some excitement.
Well, that Game 7 loss to the Nets, Kevin, broke some hearts, but that's just a young team losing to a veteran team, and that always serves you well when you're looking to become more competitive, and ultimately the Raptors benefit from that type of experience.
And here's Lowry following Russell Westbrook's three. Jacks up a three, and with that the Thunder lead is cut back down to 10 points after they get the bucket from Lowry.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Now Westbrook, he's got 17. The wide open look for Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight. Toronto's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Kicks it out to Vasquez for the 3. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got his 5th rebound in this one. There's the call on James Johnson. Some changes for Toronto. Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Williams in for Kyle Lowry. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Jackson, and the shot is good. Jackson's got 10 points.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Raptors trail by 14. Williams attacking, puts up the baby hook. Rebounded by Jackson.
I tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Well, Kevin Durant certainly had one of the most memorable nights in the NBA last season, Steve. Dropping the 54 points on national TV. He really looked unstoppable in that game in particular.
Yeah, that was against the Warriors back in January. That was a career high for him. And you know, Golden State tried every trick in the book, and they have good defenders on the wing, but didn't seem like anything they tried worked that night.
Now here's Johnson. 5 points in the game. Here's Williams. Good. Williams has got 6.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Jackson kicks to Adams. Durant with it. Williams picks him up. Jackson dishes to Lamb. Wants to get it to Collison and does. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Adams. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Raptors making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Vasquez passes to Johnson. Vasquez kicks to Williams. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. And it's 9 points for Williams.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Collison with the screen for Durant. Back to Collison. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half is carried right over into the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for James Johnson.
Nick Collison has played a decade in the NBA, all with the same franchise. 4 seasons in Seattle, the last 6 in OKC. And there's a reason they've kept him around. He's a savvy role player, very smart, does a lot of the little things to help you win.
Here's Lamb following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Took him no time at all on that one. Lamb's got his first 2 points. Raptors trail by 15. Here's Vasquez. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Durant with the steal. Goes up, flushes it down to finish the break.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing havoc and then taking advantage in transition offensively.
The shot by Williams, no good. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Jackson dishes to Durant.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
The Thunder have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And this was an excellent free throw shooting team a year ago, guys. About 81% as a team.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Here's Vasquez, and that one's good.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here is Durant. He's got 22. And that is good. Durant's got 24 points.
Well, here we go again. An open path to the hoop, an easy 2 points. Where is the defense?
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You know, they can't afford to be playing so loose like that right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is when they need to tighten things up, firm things up, be more focused, not the other way around.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Oklahoma. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it was a great look, and it set up a 3-point basket. Scanned the perimeter, found his teammate in space, and put the pass right on the money.
Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. And it's Ross in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
The Thunder leading by 17. Now here's Westbrook. He kicks to Durant. Out left to the wing. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. It's Westbrook.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk.
No good from Ross.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, he did have a 3-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Durant, the pass to Westbrook.
You know, an interesting study came out recently that argued that steals are really undervalued, not just because they create high-percentage scoring opportunities at the other end, but also there just aren't that many players who really excel in that area.
Outside Lowry. And again, Toronto, no luck. The Thunder leading by 23. And then Durant with the dunk.
Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
And that one's good. That's 7 points for Johnson. You talk about steals, one of the harder stats to replace. Some players just have the knack.
Yeah, you know, when you replace a guy who can take the ball away from opponents, a great stealer, I mean, it's hard to replace that in your lineup. Steals require a special knack, quickness, anticipation. You know, guys that do a good job of ball hawking can really get into an opposing player's head, too. And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Lowry inside the line. And again, it's Toronto converting. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Westbrook against Lowry. Westbrook, no good.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
Lowry drives in. Again, the miss by Lowry.
Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
And the shot is good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Kept alive. Here's Valanciunas. Ibaka with some nice D. The Thunder have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And it's Durant, that time on the assist from Ibaka. And that's now 30 points for Kevin Durant.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Good game for Lowry. He has 12 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
Yeah, to watch him spread the ball around, get everybody involved is a thing of beauty. Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. Question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hansbrough comes in for Johnson. James Johnson's checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Caboclo in for DeMar DeRozan. Toronto's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past 2 clubs.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns, he can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
Jones kicks to Roberson to the inside. McGarry. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
When you face the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the things defensively that you have to prioritize is keeping them out of transition. This team is long and athletic, and if they get out in the open court, you're in big trouble.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Hayes. Johnson comes in for Hansbrough. Terrence Ross is checked in for Johnson. And it's DeRozan in for Caboclo. Perkins, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here's Durant. Good. Durant's got 32 points. And the Thunder in the half court, more of a jump shooting team.
And sometimes that can be a backhanded compliment. I mean, you look at their roster, Durant, Westbrook, Ibaka, even Reggie Jackson, you know, all pretty good from mid-range. So they spread you out, and then, of course, Durant's jump shot is pretty much unguardable.
And the basket by Morrow.
Quick hands on the steal, quick feet on the break.
Costly mistake to fork that ball over and then not get back on D.
And again, Toronto no luck.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far, Steve.
And even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until they prove they can stop them, I mean, they ought to continue to pound it in low.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. From 11 feet away, it's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Perkins got his 6th rebound on the night. The drive by Jackson. Here's Ibaka. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 16 points for Serge Ibaka. And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough, and sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to make the easy pass. Somebody's open, throw it to them. When you do that multiple times, the game starts to find a flow to itself.
Valanciunas, good. The Thunder shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting on all cylinders. Here's Morrow. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. The drive by Lowry. Ross on the wing. Takes the 13-footer, and Durant with the block. Perkins with a screen on DeRozan. Jackson dishes to Durant. Looking for Perkins. He gets it there. Johnson with the block. Ross for three. Here's Lowry, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hansbrough comes in for Amir Johnson. James Johnson's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Kyle Lowry. The Thunder also changing it up. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Lamb in there for Anthony Morrow.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
Looks that way, Steve. And Clark, what an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA, to push the pace and to apply pressure from an offensive standpoint. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch,
too. It sure is. It sure is.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
Well, one thing about this win, it assures that they will not lose the season series. They only meet once more, of course, as interconference opponents.
And, Steve, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has a bit of an edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it once more.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Kevin Durant. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything really to stop him.
Jackson with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Durant. Just 5 to shoot. With the shot. The rebound by Hansbrough.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
From deep. No good. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Hi, Kevin. Well, much will be made of the scoring that you had here, certainly, but can you describe or put a value on the contributions of your teammates?
Well, it's a team game. Everybody has to come to play. Everybody play hard in the second half. We stuck together, so we just got to continue to do that.
A solid all-around effort. Thank you so much. Kevin, over to you.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Kevin Durant.